Okay, we're going to look at the homework atomic structure review. So I'm going to do a couple problems on this. I'm not going to do any on the front, so let's go ahead and turn to page 2, and that's where I'll start doing problems. So when we turn to page 2, let's look at lead 204. Now this right here, this gives us our element, and this gives us the mass number. So for now, let's go and take our mass number and write it in the fourth column or fifth column over here, 204. So our mass number is 204. And remember, mass number is equal to the protons. So protons plus neutrons. So this means that 204 represents the number of protons and neutrons that I have. Now to get the atomic number, let's look at our periodic table. When we look at our periodic table for lead, lead is symbolized as Pb. The number on top of it is 82, and the number beneath it is 207.2. Now we don't need this number on bottom, we need this number on top. That number is our atomic number. So once we get our atomic number, we can plug that in here. Now since all four of these are lead, we could actually write 82 for all four of them. Okay, and that would be the answer for atomic number, because remember, atomic number determines what the element is. So since the atomic number is 82, this also equals the number of protons, so that is also 82. And because this is a neutral atom, then the number of electrons is also 82, because the electrons and protons have to balance each other off. That leaves us with neutrons. Neutrons, remember, to get neutrons we have our mass number, and that equals our protons plus the neutrons. So to get the neutrons, all we have to do is take our mass number and subtract the number of protons. So our mass number is 204. Protons, we have 82. So when we take 204 minus 82, we get 122. So that's how we fill in that chart. Now let's go ahead and turn to the third page. The third page is kind of similar. Up at the top we have a chart. Now you notice here for potassium the number of neutrons is 18, because remember the number of neutrons can change. So this can change from one element to another. So in this case potassium has 18, but in another case potassium might have 20 neutrons or something like that. So let's go and start by going across. We use our periodic table. The symbol for potassium is K. The atomic number of potassium, if we look at the potassium on our periodic table, we have, it looks like this. We have K, the number below it is 39.1, so 39.1, and the number above it is 19. So our atomic number is right here, 19. Number of protons is also 19. The number of electrons, remember these have to be equal because it's a neutral atom, is also equal to 19. And finally for mass number, remember the mass number is equal to the protons plus the neutrons. Protons 19, the neutrons are 18, so when we add those together we get 37. Okay, and that's how I do this chart. Now we come down here to number 24. We'll do 21 first. So when we do conversions between Celsius and Kelvin, we have to remember our equations. So we have to remember that 0 Kelvin equals negative 273 degrees Celsius. So to go from Kelvin to Celsius, we have to subtract 273. So Kelvin minus 273 equals Celsius. So now we just plug our numbers in if we were doing B. To go the other way, if we have Celsius, we have to add 273 to get Kelvin. So for A, all we have to do is add 273 to get our Kelvin, and for B, all we have to do is subtract 273 to get degrees Celsius. Okay, last one is density. So here for number 24. For number 24, we want to figure out what we're given. We have grams, and we have 8 cubic centimeters. Now I'm going to tell you that grams represents mass, and cubic centimeters represents volume. So we're looking for density. We don't know what that is. We know that our mass equals 4 grams, and our volume equals 8, and we can abbreviate this as centimeters cubed. So now we have our equation D equals mass divided by volume. We plug our numbers in. Mass is 4 grams, divided by volume, 8 centimeters cubed. This equals 0.5 grams per centimeters cubed. Okay, and that's your final answer.